Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Wednesday, October 31st, 2018, and here are some of our trends in the news on this happy Halloween. But make sure you dress properly on Halloween. Can't get in any costumes. Got to be straight, or in any other way you want to be. So anyway, moving on to the markets. What an up day. Over there in Asia, everybody up. Europe, ooh, up. Here in the States, up. Oil down, gold down, Bitcoin, boop. Stocks surged to cap off wild October, but S&P 500 posts biggest monthly loss since 2011. And what brought the markets up were Facebook and General Motors. General Motors shares spiked 8.5% after the company reported quarterly results that easily topped expectations. Now check this out. The company said it sold fewer cars but at a higher price. Less volume. That's not a good sign. But prices went up, and so has the markets. Very interesting. According to data from Bespoke Investment Group, when the S&P 500 is down more at least 8% with 2 trading days left in a month, the index has bounced back 80% of the time in those last 2 days. The data dates back to 1952. So, is this a real pump up? Or is it a plunge protection team pump up? Elections are just coming on. Hey, how about those Chinese markets? Whoa, you know the data that just came out? Here it is. China reports lower than expected manufacturing growth in October. The Purchasing Managers Index came in at 50.2. Anything below 50 is a decline in the economy. So they're right at that level. And we're also seeing that China's GDP numbers are 2009 levels. So here the Shanghai index goes up 1.35%, and the Hang Seng hangs up 1.60% on lousy, stinking, rotten news. Hey, you think that national team came in? Want to know the answer? It's in your Trends Journal. That's right, your new Trends Journal, your monthly, has just been released. And there's a lot of great information in there. The keynote is the economic 9/11 to watch out for. What could stave off the crash for now? It's no mystery why wages and inflation are low. It's Gerald Celente's 5-0 formula. You won't read that anywhere else. And it's on and on. More and more information about the plunge protection team, and a lot of information on cryptomania, cryptomania 2.0, blockchain boom, on and on and on. Information guaranteed you will not find in any other magazine in the world. Of course, unless you go to Time magazine. Yeah, this way you can get last week's news tomorrow. Trends Journal is the only place you'll get tomorrow's news today. Money back guarantee. Oil prices sink 10.8% in October. And you know why? Here's why. Oil has been caught in a global financial market slump this month. No, it hasn't. Raising concerns about global oil demand. Right. Has nothing to do with the market slump. It has to do with a slowdown. I just mentioned what's going on in China. Not so good. Hey, China's not so good? Try this one out. Your economic growth sputters in Eurozone. The Eurozone economy slowed sharply this summer, posting its weakest quarter in 5 years. The European Union Statistic Agency reported gross domestic product in the currency area's 19 members rose at an annualized rate of 0.6%. That is the tiny little stupid story that you had to hunt for in the Wall Street Journal to find. But in the Financial Times, a much bigger story with much more detail. Eurozone slowdown clouds ECB easing strategy. The Eurozone is growing at its slowest pace in more than 4 years, raising pressure on the European Central Bank to reassess whether the bloc's economy has enough fuel in the tank to cope with plans to end the institution's crisis-era stimulus. Isn't that nice white shoe boy lingo for shooting more monetary heroin in there called QE2, where these SOBs buy up corporate bonds to keep their buddies afloat? While everybody else is earning less and working more? Crisis? It's a sham. That's all it was, man. Zero and negative interest rates. Oh, they're keeping them negative interest rates over there in the ECB. You know how long? The summer of 2019 and maybe beyond. Anyway, oil prices. Sanctions are coming up on Iran. We're going to see what happens. 5 more days. They go into effect. What's going to happen? They're saying there's plenty of oil out there. Russia, Saudi Arabia, they're at maximum peak, pushing oil out, and that's driving prices down. BP earnings double on oil price rise. Hey, but oil prices are going down. They're about $10 down from where they were just a few weeks ago. So, what does all this mean? Look at the data. Gold prices are down because the dollar's up again. The dollar's up. What happens to all these currencies? They keep going down. Yuan hits lowest level in 10 years. And they're at the break point now with 7 yuan to $1. That's where they say it's going to, whoop, anything goes. They say they're pushing it down purposely, but not with 80% of China GDP on consumer spending. It's about 2/3 in the United States. So everything they take in is going to cost a lot more when that yuan goes a lot lower. And they could take that around the world. So that's the other part of it. What do these rising interest rates mean? San Francisco Bay Area home sales suffer their slowest September in 11 years. I just gave you the report about what happened to home sales in Southern California, eh? The numbers are down, big double digit. Can't support higher interest rates. The world can't and the country can't. And that's why not only did you get a new trends journal today, but you also got a trend alert. Trend alert. U.S. entering stage 1 recession. That's right. The United States and the world cannot take higher interest rates. And if oil prices continue to go up, earnings stagnating, we are on the cusp of a stage 1 economic recession. I mentioned about in Southern California, with new and existing houses and condominiums sinking 22% compared to August and 18% compared to last year. And now we're talking San Francisco. Active listings in October were up 130% year over year in the San Jose, Sunnyvale, Santa Clara market, and up 42% in San Francisco, Oakland, Hayward, according to Realtor.com. Now, I want to make this clear. This could reverse. Again, we write about it, a lot about it, in the Trends Journal. The president has the power over the Federal Reserve. We've heard what just came out from Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker back in the Reagan days, when he was ordered not to raise interest rates before Election Day. We have the plunge protection team before Election Day. The only way this economy will sustain in the United States and globally is with a continuation of cheap money, period, paragraph. But again, that could change. China, tax hints bolster car makers. Shares of some of the biggest car makers picked up yesterday after China, the world's biggest market, was reported to be eyeing a 50% cut in vehicle purchase taxes. They have to pump up the economy. Very important. You know that I said one of the things I support Trump on, and I don't support him on a lot of stuff, is, well, number one, what country would take in 14,000 refugees flooding in as they are to soon come over the southern borders of America? Nowhere. And if you want to bring them in, house them, feed them, clothe them, educate them, I don't want to do it. I pay enough in taxes for all this other stuff. So I agree with him on that. And the trade barriers. This is moronic. We have a $375 billion merchandise trade deficit with China, thanks to Bill Clinton and all the other slimers following him. Beijing's policy caused trade wars, says Chinese economists. This is in the Financial Times. Two Chinese economists have broken with Communist Party orthodoxy, arguing that the trade war with the United States is a result of Beijing's state-led development model rather than Donald Trump's attempt to block China's rise. You got it. It's a state-run operation. We've mentioned this in our many pieces in the Trends Journal. In the United States, it's an outside-in economy. In other words, the outside forces tell the government flunkies, the little low-life politicians that get paid off to do what they want to do. In China, it's an inside-out. The Chinese government is the economy. They are the business people. They are running the economy. Capitalism, by the way, is long dead. We have fascism in America. It's the merger of state and corporate powers. There is no such thing, and capitalism is too big to fail. You rise and fall on your own merits. The Chinese scam was brought to you by the Democrats, pumped up by the Republicans, and continued under Obama. And what else do we have here? After Trump slammed Harley-Davidson, an inexplicable drop in sales. Harley-Davidson reported a surprising large decline in United States motorcycle sales. Not surprising at all. We've said this over and over again. The Sears, the J.C. Penney's, the Campbell's, and the Harleys, they're dying brands. Oh, dying brands? Hey, check out the story in your Trends Journal for more information on that. Midterm race focuses on economy. Big story in the Wall Street Journal. You got it. It's the bottom line. And that's why we say the markets may rise and rise before Election Day. And on to some international news. U.S. intelligence budget soars under Trump. Again, this I totally disagree with. The military budget in this garbage. Intelligence. What intelligence? You guys are losers, man. You got the intelligence of somebody out of their mind that should be in an insane asylum. Nothing you've done, despite the trillions and trillions have spent, have stopped anything of any major consequence from happening. Hey, but you gave us that Iraq war, didn't you? Based on intelligence. I forgot the intelligence, the phony stuff of the Vietnam War, one after another. Military intelligence was up almost $4 billion to $18.4 billion. to $22.1 billion. The National Intelligence Program went from $54.6 billion to $59.4 billion. This includes the NSA, CIA, and several other agencies. The statements will not say where the money's going. They said, quote, any disclosures on what the money is going toward could harm national security. You know what that is.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
It's horseshit. The military mindset has taken over the entire country. You can't go out and have a good time anymore. The cops will stop you for having more than one drink. You go to the airport, you get felt up by freaks. It's become a military-industrial complex that Eisenhower not only warned us about, he never dreamt about. The only way that's going to change this is to occupy peace. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news.